Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to meet the news on global television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that global television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news in details. President Bola Tinubu joins Muslim faithful at the National Eid Prayer Ground, Abuja, to observe Eid Fitr prayers that marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Tinubu was received by top government officials, religious leaders, and other dignitaries. Samuel Odi completes the story.
Today, millions of Muslims around the world are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting. President Tinubu called for national unity and progress of the nation.
We should give thanks to Almighty Allah. We saw the beginning, we started together, and we are ending together in good health and in happiness, in prayers for our country, for all our people. We should continue the good deed as taught by the holy month of Ramadan. Care for the vulnerable, the orphans, the less privileged, everything that we have observed. We should not revert to the path that is not acceptable with the teaching of this month. That's what I pray for.
The Vice President Kashim Shettima and Deputy Senate President were at attendance at the National Prayer Ground to observe the Eid prayers. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory has congratulated Muslims on the successful completion of Ramadan and the celebration of Eid Fitr in a statement by the chairman, Reverend John Ayab, and the Secretary General, Bishop Muhammad Naga. Northern Khan highlighted the spiritual significance of Ramadan. The group also expressed grief over the killing of 19 travelers in Uromi, Edo State, describing the incident as a tragic loss to humanity. The Muslim faithful in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, have united in their congregation to recite and offer Eid prayers shoulder to shoulder. This is to commemorate the holy month of Ramadan. Felicity Ndere has details of the story.
It is an Islamic holiday marking the end of Ramadan, the month when Muslims fast daily from dawn to sunset. During the prayers, the Imam urged the congregation to increase their worship to God as well as charity deeds, saying that they need to emulate the Holy Prophet Muhammad.
O you Muslims, I advise you and my humble self to fear Allah the Exalted, because that is the commandment given to both the past and present generations. Indeed, we have enjoined upon those who were given the scripture before you, and you as well, to fear Almighty Allah. That is to follow the injunctions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Speaking with Global TV News, some worshippers thank Allah for the strength, privilege and opportunity to be able to fulfill the demands the holy month of Ramadan brings.
So during this Ramadan fasting, it makes all the Muslims come nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we also pray to our country to live in a peace and harmony.
The whole essence of this holy month of Ramadan, they have a lot of secrets. You pray, God will answer. Anything you know in your mind, you can do it. God will answer it. That is the secret and the take about this holy Ramadan.
Eid prayers usually follows the final day of fasting in Ramadan.
and it is celebrated for 3 consecutive days. Typically, it sees gatherings to break the fast. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Clover TV News.
President Bola Tinubu is hosting his first set of guests for the Eid al-Fitr homage at the Presidential Banquet Hall, State House, Abuja. The guests include some lawmakers representing the Federal Capital Territory at the National Assembly, area council chairpersons of the FCT, traditional rulers, leaders of the Christian and Muslim community, senior judicial officers, among others. The opening prayers were said by the chairman of the FCT chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Dr. Timothy Amazon, and the Moshid of the National Mosque, Professor S.A.S. Galadachi. The Social Economic Right and Accountability Project has called on President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and House of Representatives Speaker Tajuddin Abbas to immediately withdraw a bill seeking to impose a 6-month jail term on a fine of 100,000 naira or both on eligible Nigerians who fail to vote in national and state elections. In a letter signed by SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization described the proposed legislation as oppressive and violation of citizens' rights under the Nigerian Constitution and international human rights laws. The 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has supported the ban on the annual Salah Durbar, emphasizing that the decision was necessary for peace and security in the state. Speaking at an iftar dinner at this palace, Sanusi described the Durbar, an age-old cultural tradition, as non-essential compared to the safety of Kano residents. President Bola Tinubu has given presidential assent to the Investment and Security Bill, thus providing for a robust regulatory framework in Nigeria's capital market. According to a statement made available by Securities and Exchange Commission, the new Investments and Securities Act 2024 repeals the Investments and Securities Act 2007 and introduces key reforms aimed at boosting investors' confidence, strengthening market oversight, and aligning Nigeria's financial market with global best practices. Commenting on this milestone, the Director General of the Security and Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, lauded the President's assent as a transformative step for the capital market. Tragedy struck along the Malam Fasu Kafu Road in Castilla State as a lone Hummer bus accident resulted in the death of 9 passengers. According to the Castilla State Sector Commander of the FRSC, Aliyu Maji, 9 passengers died on the spot, while 11 others sustained varied degrees of injuries and were rushed to the hospital for treatment. Parliamentary investigation has identified speeding and loss of control as the primary factors in the crash. A political pressure group, Action Collective, has called on President of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, to directly address concerns raised by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central, regarding her ability to speak on the Senate floor. The group stated that the issue must not be ignored, as both Nigerians and the international community are closely monitoring the situation. In a statement released and signed by its national coordinator, Teddy Onyejuwe, Action Collective criticized what it described as an attempt to sidestep the core issue by focusing on political maneuvering. The constituents of Edo South Senatorial District and the human rights community says they have lost confidence in the senator representing the area, Senator Nede Imasuen, over alleged failure, corruption, abuse of power, and betrayal of public trust. The constituent said it has formally initiated the recall of the Labour Party's senator and also demanded its prosecution over the circumstances surrounding its alleged disbarment by the New York State Supreme Court in 2010. The group added that given the international nature of these allegations, Interpol's cooperation is necessary to ensure a thorough, independent and global investigation into the matter. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde says his administration has ensured economic stability in the state through the monthly payment of about 24 billion naira in salaries to state and local government workers. Makinde made this known when a delegation of Muslim clerics, traditional rulers and political office holders visited his Ikolaba Ibadan residence after the Ilfitr prayers at the Agodi Aid Ground. According to a statement by his media advisor, Suleiman Olarewaju, the governor says his government's commitment to economic expansion has attracted private sector investment even to the state. You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, the pump price of petrol has increased to between 930 to 970 naira per litre. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this bulletin. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Welcome back. In business, the federal government of Nigeria has launched a credit scheme worth 2.5 billion naira to encourage the conversion of vehicles to the use of compressed natural gas (CNG) and the manufacturing kits. According to a statement by the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNIG), the credit scheme is tagged Credit Access for Light and Mobility (CALM). The statement reveals that the initiative is aimed at easing energy and transportation costs in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Still on business, Green African has announced the temporary suspension of its flight operation due to an unexpected issue with its aircraft lessor. Despite efforts to manage the situation and prevent disruptions, the airline confirms that flight will remain grounded until the Eid-Fitr's holiday is over. In a statement addressing customers, the airline expressed regret over the inconvenience and assured passengers that it is actively working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. While Green African did not disclose specific details about the issue with its lessor, it reaffirmed its commitment to transparency and customers' service. The pump price of petrol has increased to between 930 naira and 970 naira per litre in some part of Lagos and its outskirts, as against the former price of 865 naira per litre. It was noticed that these price changes were implemented on Saturday evening, with attendants in some of these filling stations saying that it sold petrol at 865 naira per litre earlier in the day before they got instructions on the increase. The latest data from the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, reveals that Nigerian pension fund assets surged to 22.86 trillion naira as of January 31st, 2025, reflecting 1.55% increase from the 22.512 trillion naira recorded in December 2024. The figures disclosed in PenCan January's 2025 monthly report obtained underscored the steady growth of the pension sector amid prevailing economic challenges. Nigerian industrialist Aliko Dangote has retained its position as Africa's richest person for the 14th consecutive year, with his fortune surging to $23.9 billion, according to Forbes' 2024 African Billionaires list. Fellow Nigerian billionaire Otedola also rejoined the ranking with a net worth of $1.5 billion, while Mike Adenuga secured the fifth spot with $6.1 billion. The latest valuation marks a sharp rise from the $13.9 billion attributed to Dangote last year, driven by Forbes' inclusion of his newly operational oil refinery. His wealth has now placed him among the top 100 richest individuals globally. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened that Iran will be bombed if it persists in developing nuclear weapons. The president says if they don't make a deal that will be bombing, also threatened to punish Iran with what he called secondary tariffs. Trump's language represented a sharpening of his comments a few days earlier that if Tehran refused to negotiate a new nuclear agreement, bad things are going to happen to Iran. It was not clear whether Trump was threatening bombing by U.S. plane alone or perhaps in an operation coordinated with Israel. Still on the foreign scene, China's President Xi Jinping sent a message of condolence to Myanmar's junta chief a day after a devastating earthquake killed at least 1,000 people. Xi expressed deep sorrow over the destruction and said China is willing to provide Myanmar the needed assistance to support people in the affected areas. In a statement to junta chief Min Aung Hlaing, China's foreign ministry said in a statement, the 7.7 magnitude quake struck northwest of the central Myanmar city of Sangay on Friday afternoon, followed minutes later by 6.7 magnitude aftershock. Rescue teams from around the world are in Myanmar after a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck on Friday, killing 1,700 people in neighboring Thailand. The death toll in Bangkok has risen to 18, with 76 workers missing at a collapsed high-rise under construction. Search and rescue efforts are underway in both countries as Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister says rescuers have detected signs of life under the rubble at a collapsed building site. In sport, Lewandowski's bagged a brace as Barcelona eased to 4-1 victory over Girona to mark this point clear at the top of La Liga. After second place, Real Madrid pulled level on points with them on Saturday after beating Leganés. Hansi Flick's side restored their advantage at the Olympic Stadium. Lewandowski responded to Madrid striker Kylian Mbappe's double with one of his own to stay 3 goals ahead in the race for Spain's Golden Boot. Marcus Rashford's first goal for Aston Villa inspired a 3-0 win against Preston, sent his side into the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in 10 years. Rashford struck twice in the second half on Depdale to end Preston's stubborn resistance before Jacob Ramsey wrapped up Villa's long-awaited return to the last four. Villa will face Crystal Palace, 3 new winners at Fulham on Saturday in the semi-finals at Wembley on the weekend of April 26th and 27th. Arsenal Football Club has confirmed the appointment of Andrew Better as the new sporting director. Better, a highly respected football executive, arrived at Arsenal after a stellar 12-year tenure at Atlético Madrid, where he played a key role in constructing a squad that won 2 La Liga titles, 2024 to 2014 and 2020 to 2021. The European League 2028 and reached 2 UEFA Champions League finals. The club says his expertise in squad building and recruitment was instrumental in shaping Diego Simeone's resilience and competitive Atlantic side. That's it on Global TV Midday News. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.